2015 Audi Q3 TSFI, and we were going to do an oil change. Okay, we are looking underneath and you can see there are tons of bolts everywhere, and the whole bottom end is pretty much covered. It's all covered. So we're gonna take everything off. We're gonna look at it through the back side here. These bolts here, we can see they're just half turned, then they pop right out, and we can see right here. Gonna zoom in. We have 3 Torx bits, and they are Torx 25. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then what we have is these side clips, and we have 4 on each side. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then at the back there's a 4th. So, and that's each side. Now I'll show you these ones. Actually, these stay in. So if I take my screwdriver and just go like this, you can actually see I'm gonna turn there, just like that. So you can see I loosened it up, and now it just goes there. It's actually loose. So you don't even have to take it out. So it's not a screw. So you just go down and you just loosen. There you go, just half a turn. That's all it takes. Like I said, there's 4 on each side. Just make sure they're loose so they're not grabbing anything. Make sure they're, there we go. There we go. Then here we have 3. 1, where are we here? Let's get back here. 2, and if I can find my finger there. Where are we here? Let's back out. It's hard in here. 3 of the big Torx ones. So those are Torx 45s. So we got 3 of those. So I got my trusty ratchet here, and we're gonna do those these here. So now that they're all out, this is actually very, very light. We can just pull this out, just like so. There we go. And we're just gonna give it a push down there. Now let's see what we see. So let's see what size it is, and it is, yes, a T45. This one doesn't have a magnetic drain plug, so I can't do an inspection. Normally I'll do a little inspection if they have a magnetic drain plug. All right, so now we're just gonna put this back on. We just gotta line it up there for our bolt holes. And just like this. Now an easy thing to do is just with your hand, just try to get one of the bolts on each side in. Okay, and once you have it tacked up, just with that, before I tighten anything, I keep everything loose. I put in all the other Torx bolts and stuff, so because you don't want to tighten everything, so I just keep them loose, but just thread everything in. And then this way, it's easy to move it around because nothing is tightened up. And then once you have all the bolts in, then you can start tightening it up. On the top side of the engine, and we're gonna complete our oil change. We just have to change the filter. So if we look on here, we can see the filter is on top. It is right there. So you can see it's right by the dipstick. That's where the oil filter is on this Audi. So what we're gonna do is we are going to take it out and put a new one in. Now it doesn't leak everywhere. I just use a regular tool like this to get rid of it, or I should say to loosen it. Now, what I usually do is there's a snap here, and then I can just pull up here a little bit, and then this way I have a little bit of room. You can see I've just made myself a room, and just make sure you snap back in there. So now what we can do is we can get on the oil filter just like so, and we're gonna pull So we loosen just like that. And you can see that's what it looks like. So kind of a different looking filter. It has some type of adapter there. Don't know exactly. That's the part number I use. MAN filters or German filters. So they're really good. They cost less than Audi. I'm not paid anything to say that. It's just what I use. So I don't get anything from the oil filter company, believe me. So now we have our new filter. So we're just gonna open it up like so. You can see there's our new filter. Now what we want to do is, you can see here it's dry. This is a new O-ring, it's dry. So what we want to do is we're just going to lube it up with a little bit of clean oil. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, so we've lubed up our filter. You can see there it's got some nice oil on there. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to give this a wipe in here. Make sure it's nice and clean. I'm going to put the new filter in there. Line it up. I can feel I'm threading it on. All done, so now we just got to fill it up here. So we're going to put this back that we popped out, just like that. You can actually see there's two lines there where the clip goes. So you just make sure it's centered again. That's back to normal. And then now what we're going to do, there's our fill cap right there. We're just going to fill it up. And this engine, I put 040 in. So here's what I use. Use some of this. Now what I usually do, because you don't know exactly how much it takes, I put in most of the bottle. And then what I do is I just check the dipstick. I know once I run it, it's going to go down, obviously, because once you start it, it's going to go down. It's going to fill the oil filter. And this way I kind of know roughly where I'm sitting at. And there you can see we're actually pretty close to where we're supposed to be. So I'll put a little bit more in, and then we'll start it, run it, and check it. Okay, so oil change all done. We checked it, ran it, waited a minute, checked on the dipstick, everything's good, did our little top up. It's all good. You can see it's all clean. I know factory oil that I put in, it's at Castrol there, and that's what's on the thing. But as long as you meet the VW ratings for the Audi, that VW50200, which that Castrol did, it's written on the back of the jug, then you're okay. So as long as any oil meets this criteria, I think you should be okay. Anyway, that's it for the Audi Q3 oil change. Hope you enjoyed. If you like my videos, please subscribe.